think there's the sign.
Is there one?
I think so.
Yeah, nice.
Woo!
So it seems like Louisiana has less money for the roads than the other states had, like Florida, Alabama and Mississippi, because immediately after we got across the border, the roads got worse.
There's so much more trash here as well than in the other states we cycle through now. It's also like all along this road, there's trash everywhere. Trying to Key West yet?
Now we started in Miami.
You went to Miami? Yeah. Oh God, you made it out alive?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the rain coming down on a Sunday?
There is just trash everywhere. And glass on the road too, everywhere.
From here, you're going to California.
Yeah.
On the bikes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wie gesagt, das dann wieder hoch. Do you know the expression "ach so"?
No.
Do you know it? No. It's like what in this case, we like I said, like ach so. It's like it's like a typical joke, like.
Same brand and everything?
Same brand and same puncture protection, which is the
most important thing. So a few people on Instagram and also Nicole and Adam recommended beignets to us, which is a specialty from New Orleans. And
it's just sugar.
it's like
a pastry.
A pastry with lots of powdered sugar.
Wow.
By leaving New Orleans now, we are also leaving the coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and we won't see the ocean again for 1.5 months or so. Yeah, because now we're heading northwest, and then at some point we're gonna see the Pacific, hopefully up from the Rockies. So yeah, kind of crazy to think about that.
So I woke up this morning and I wasn't feeling so good. I had like a runny nose and sore throat, and it actually started the day, the evening when we were in New Orleans. Out in New Orleans, we had some beers with our hosts, and usually, because I have allergies, usually when I drink a beer or two, I get like a really clogged up nose and runny nose. Well, first clogged up and then runny nose. So yesterday I had that during the day, and I thought like, yeah, it's probably just the allergies like I always have. And that didn't go away, and this morning I woke up feeling a bit worse. So yeah, Louisa's just at the pharmacy now getting a rapid test to see if this might be Omicron, because yeah, obviously it's meant to feel like more like a flu than anything else. Yeah, so we'll see what happens now. Yeah, it's just so many people we asked either have it or were waiting on tests because they were in contact with someone who has it. And many hosts we had now already also said they had it recently, so I think especially Omicron now is just sweeping the US. So it's still negative, and now the 10 minutes that you should wait are over. So it looks like it's negative. Maybe it's just a cold, because we had some pretty cold nights. I mean, like a flu or cold that I have, because we had some pretty cold nights now the last times we were camping. I don't know. Originally we planned to stay with a host for 2 nights now. We already wrote him like I have symptoms and so on, and he said if we have a negative test, obviously this isn't a PCR test, just a rapid test, then he would still host us. And we're trying to reach him now to see what he thinks. Yeah.
Sky doesn't look too good, and there's meant to be, I think, some thunderstorm and storm in general in the evening, and it's getting late already and we still have a lot to cycle today, so we hope we don't get wet.
Alright, so we've been thinking back and forth a bit now whether or not we should go to the host or not. We wrote our potential host for the next 2 nights, like yeah, I had symptoms, and he said, yeah, if you get a negative test, I'm happy to host you. Now the test, yeah, as we showed, was negative, but it's just such a hard decision, because you never, like, an antigen test obviously isn't, they're not too accurate. PCR test is way more accurate, but it takes forever, and costs a lot, and we have no idea where to get it here. Actually, I don't think we'd get it anywhere on a Sunday. So we're just, it's such a tough decision. But yeah, Louisa's booking the cheapest hotel or motel we can find now, which still costs like $140 for 2 nights. Yeah, just because we would have such a bad conscience, and it just feels so irresponsible going to a host when you have like my head is exploding. I think I sound a bit better now because I've been talking a lot, but if it were cheaper, the decision would be so easy. Of course we'd go to a hotel, you know, and maybe even for more nights, just to be on the safe side and isolate a bit. But if it's so expensive, it's just like a stab in the heart, kind of. It really hurts spending so much money for maybe just a cold, you know. It's just getting so annoying. We've had headwinds all day and they're just getting stronger and stronger. And we already had a bit of rain, but I really hope it's not going to get worse with these thunderstorms. And I'm really not feeling good. And we still have like 40 kilometers to go or something. Yeah, today's going to be a long day. Probably will have done like 120 kilometers or something by the time we're at the hotel.
So what you don't need at the end of a shitty day is some mud on the road, and there was a lot of mud on the road. And the bikes were pretty clean before that from all the heavy rain, and suddenly they were so dirty again, and that was just the cherry on top of this shitty day. But yeah, the good thing was now we're at the hotel and they had a hose outside and we could clean the bikes properly, which we wanted to do anyway, so yeah, that's good. But we're hungry, we have soaked feet, and yeah, it's just, some days are just... Well, guess what happened? I also have some symptoms. Actually, I started to feel something yesterday already, and this morning I woke up with a sore throat, and yeah, it hurts when I'm swallowing. And I read that this is one of the first symptoms of Omicron. And yes, we're still in the hotel. Toby's now getting some tests before we leave. So of course they didn't have any tests at Walmart because they're sold out everywhere, and we're still have some time now until some other pharmacies open where we will try it. And now we're using the time because we wanted to change my chain anyway. We've been measuring it about every 500 kilometers and it's worn out now, so we want to change it before it yeah, destroys my sprockets and everything. We actually already changed Toby's chain 1 or 2 weeks ago, and now it was my turn. Yeah, we called all the local pharmacies around here instead of going there, and they all said they don't have the test kits available. So we now decided we're starting to cycle. We don't have a host for the few nights anyway, so we don't have that much contact, and we're gonna try to find some pharmacy somewhere where we can get a test kit.
So we're just leaving Walmart because we wanted to see if we could find a rapid test, but also at this Walmart, not just the one this morning, it's sold out. And we asked at like a few pharmacies, and we did find one pharmacy that still had some tests, but they cost like over $30 for one test, which is freaking expensive. And all the other ones don't have it, so yeah, that's, don't have a choice really now.
That's definitely a second time, for sure. So, what do we do now? I guess we have to get accommodation for a few days.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is gonna be so fucking expensive.
Yeah, I was pretty sure I had it anyway, even if my true tests were negative.
This looks okay from the outside.
Alright, let the self-isolation begin.
Yay.
Yay. At least we can do a lot of editing and other stuff that's on our to-do list. Oh no.
I'm feeling not too good anymore. Oh my god. This cockroach is huge. Disgusting. Toby has to catch it now.
Great.
Ew, I don't want to be too close.
Wow, that's fucking big.
It's so huge.
Oh, I hope it doesn't
god, this
jump
is so
on.
disgusting. I can see it from here. Self-isolation is over. And we could actually use the last days pretty well. We weren't bored at all because we did lots of editing and planning the route and everything. The only problem is that yeah, this break obviously cost us some days that we actually need with our 90 days limit in the US. So we might have to change or update our route a bit, but yeah, we'll have to see about that.
Pretty damn windy. It's really tedious. So we've cycled past quite a few really cool looking swamps now in the northwest of Louisiana, with lots of cypress trees and really big cypress trees as well. And yeah, we kind of thought we left the swamps behind us in Mississippi and so on, but yeah, it's pretty cool. They just always look really interesting and also smell pretty interesting. Wow, nice. I really don't want to get up. It's so nice and warm and so cold outside.
0 degrees. And I actually already kind of got up. The trick is to get dressed immediately, and best if you still do it in the sleeping bag. And then it's alright. Yeah. You can do it.
I will. Good.
Welcome to Texas! Crazy!